By the time that this video gets out onto the internet, tomorrow will be my 18th birthday. That is a total lie because I am a shitty YouTuber and this is going out after my birthday. Thank you. Enjoy. Which is crazy. I'll be legally an adult. So I wanted to take this time at 8:30 in the morning on a Monday, an hour before I have to go to school, to just talk about 17. Because I feel like that is a very sort of magical number, magical age, very romanticized. That's the first topic I'm gonna get into, the romanticization of 17. I feel like I have always romanticized 16 and 17, those ages, and it definitely has to do with media. Whenever I think of 17, the first thing that comes into my mind is Heathers, and specifically Winona Ryder in Heathers. I really idolized that character of a 17-year-old girl, and we can see it in media beyond just Heathers, like music. We have the 1975 singing "She Can't Be What You Need If She's 17," and then the Wallows, a 1980s horror film, makes fun of songs that talk about 17-year-old girls. Why are girls in songs always 17? Because I feel like the reason why 17 is such an idolized number and such a romanticized age is because you have the consciousness of like a human being. You're not fully developed, because I know that you fully develop in your brain and body, whatever, when you're 25, but I feel like you have a better grasp of the world around you and who you are as an individual when you're 17, but you're not yet an adult. You're not yet held accountable for your actions, and you're not responsible for your own well-being yet, in most cases, that is. I feel like because of that, 17 is sort of mythical and sort of outlandish. I had always wanted to be 16 and 17, probably because of the media, but also I've always looked at those like big teenagers as like the cool kids, because I mean, they got style, they can drive, they got love interests, they go out on dates, they have fun. So it was really disappointing when I turned 17 and none of that happened. Just kidding, kind of. With that being said, let's go into what my 17th year looked like. When I first turned 17, my birthday party was so much fun. I dyed my hair orange after being blonde for a little while. It was just a bunch of my friends getting our hair dyed, having a laugh. It was very, very fun. And the summer was great as well. It was with a bunch of friends, a lot of laughs. I got a song written about me, but it's no big deal. Late nights, driving in my car, driving a bunch of people in my car, wasting a lot of gas. But it was a very good 3 months of summer. And then September hit, school hit, senior freaking year, so bad. And I guess September was fine. October is when it really started going downhill. I just started getting very sad, very unmotivated, very fatigued mentally and physically. It just was a steady decline from then on. We thought that I had, and we still don't know, seasonal affective disorder. And so I might have that, but we don't know yet, even though I went to a therapist. So I went to a therapist from about November to last month, which was April. I feel like within that time frame, I'm gonna say March. Between November and March, I kept finding myself looking for things to be upset about, or to be like sad about, or to dwell on in a negative way. So I had something to talk about in therapy. And that is not a very good way to go about life, looking for sad things, and that puts you in that mindset where you are sad and you're only looking at the negative parts of life. But I found myself doing that in therapy, or while getting prepared for therapy. And honestly, those few months, November, December, January, February, March, those 5 months are kind of a blur to me. And I feel like they are every year. I don't really like fall and winter. It's very dark. I love summer solstice when it's the longest day of the year. So when it's just dark when I wake up, dark when I get home from school or whatever, it's just so sad. It's like, oh, it's time to go to bed. Oh, it's nighttime. Oh, it's dark, deep despair. But last month I started watching a bunch of self-improvement videos on YouTube, which then led me to go to Target to buy the 1975's A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships on CD. And also, You're a Badass. I never thought I would ever buy this because I'm like, oh, kind of cheesy, kind of tacky, kind of corny. And when I first started reading it, it was talking about God, and I kind of scoffed and I was like, yeah, right. Then it was talking about the universe, and that's something I could be a little bit more open-minded to. In like freshman year, I was so into the universe and spirituality, and coincidentally, this is right after I went vegan, so it's something I was familiar with, but especially in those 5 months from November to March, I had developed an involuntary nihilism, and I kind of, over the past like year or two, have not really been into the universe or spirituality or any of that. The way that I kept saying that I was perceiving life was like a really low quality British drama, and that might have something to do with the fact that I was watching Misfits during that time. But I was just thinking, what's the point? What's the point of all of this? Life means nothing. Nothing happens after we die. It doesn't matter. People are born into situations where they are lucky and they get to fulfill their dreams. And then there's other people that just doesn't happen for. And I was looking at life very black and white, like I'm either going to be very successful or I'm living under a bridge. And that's not the reality. In my book, reality is a dirty word. My mom always talks about reality and being practical, and I just don't like that. I feel like it's very limiting to say that's not realistic. Because if you have big goals and dreams and aspirations, thinking realistically isn't gonna get you there. Thinking realistically and having a plan B is gonna focus your energy on that plan B rather than all your energy on your plan A, what you really want to do. And so I feel like reality is overrated. After reading this book, I've definitely seen a switch in my mindset. I used to be a big believer in everything happens for a reason, and I've kind of been developing that mindset more. Now I'm thinking, oh, I was so sad for 5 months of my life because that happens for a reason. I had to be sad and think that nothing mattered so I could get to this place where I realized that I can do whatever I want with my life, which is very good. It's very good, very good. So yeah, that's where I'm at with my life right now. I'm feeling pretty happy, even though it's very wet and raining outside. I know that it'll be sunny again soon. It's gonna be sunny on my birthday, so that'll be nice. And to conclude this video, I would like to talk about my life lessons from being 17. And not one of those cheesy 17 things I learned at 17, but like just a few little tips to make life not make you want to die. The most prominent thing that I've been thinking of recently, and I think I got it from this book, is time is something to be respected. Using your time wisely never really resonated with me, but respecting time definitely resonates with me, because if you're thinking about the universe and you're thinking about what controls our lives, time is a big thing, especially when you're aging, you're growing old. Right now, like I said, now it's 8:43. It's 8:43 on Monday, May 20th, 2019. This is the only 8:43 Monday, May 20th, 2019 that there will ever be. And now that's in the past. Now that's in the past. Now it's 8:44. I think that using whatever time you have available, instead of sitting on the couch, sitting in your bed, watching YouTube videos that I'm definitely guilty of, I do it all the time, but I'm getting out of that habit. Instead of using that time kind of numbing your brain, you could use that time learning a new skill, cleaning up your room, reading a book, and that is a way more productive use of your time. And I know you get tired. I know the day makes you very, very tired, but just finding that little spark, something that like, oh, I want to do that, oh, there's nothing to do, so I'll do this. That is just very helpful with not only making your life more fulfilling, but also just getting more stuff done. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is that hope is important. If you're living your life in despair and sadness and you don't see the point in anything, it's really gonna put a damper on how you see yourself in the future. So being hopeful for situations to happen and being hopeful that what you want will happen to you will make you happier. I guess it's the law of attraction. Like many of the points that I have written down on here, the way you talk to yourself matters, and mindset equals the way you perceive life. Hope is important. Just thinking positively, man. And I know that's so hard. I know it's so hard. It was so hard for me to think positively for a long time. But having hope and faith that things will work out in your favor, and truly believing that things will work out in your favor, and truly believing that you are a badass, will just make life so much easier. And I guess my last tip for you, something I'm coming up with right on the spot right now, is ignore the bad stuff. Just ignore it. With me, I think about life and time And if I dwell on it too much, I spiral down, because then I think, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point? Then I have an existential crisis, and then I want to get hit by a bus because I don't want to deal with it. So just kind of distracting yourself from the negatives, or distracting yourself from the things that make you upset or make you think too much about bad things, is something that I recommend. Whenever I think of a thought that I know will make me sad, I am like, Dylan, shut up. Or just listen to some music, clean a room, make a collage. I don't care. Anything that will get me out of thinking that way. Okay, this video is about 20 minutes long right now. It's definitely not, but it's almost that, and I definitely said a lot of ums that I am cutting out that you won't see. So I'm gonna leave this here with you. I hope you join me on my birthday, May 24th, the big 1-8. I'll have a very good video for you coming up June 1st. Hopefully the 1975 release something June 1st. That would be great. But thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps any other 17-year-old that is going to be turning 18 soon. Shout out to my Geminis. I love you and you're the best. It's a little pep talk for myself. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, your week, your month, your year. Have a good one, brethren.